Welcome to the channel, and today I'm answering a question from one of the teaming listeners, the viewers. And that question is, how do I know which route to use when I want to apply for Canada immigration? So many people are confused, some people are perplexed because there are so many streams. Now the question is, do I qualify? We keep asking ourselves that question. And sometimes, sad to say, you pay so much money to people who are consulting and they charge you so much, giving you so little. Well, I know some people have been scammed. Some people have been frustrated by the responses that they've got. I too lost money paying to know whether I was qualified using any of these routes until I stumbled into the Government of Canada website where you can do it yourself. And I'm going to show you right now how simple it is. It takes little less than 5 minutes. Yes, 5 minutes. You'll be able to know whether you qualify for express entry route or any other route. So let's stop talking and let's start doing. I will take you straight to the Government of Canada website where the magic happens. So this is the Government of Canada website. Canada.ca is the site. Don't worry, I'm going to drop the link in the description and that will be the first thing you see. Once you click on it, it will take you to this page. Once you are here, like he said, do you want to come to Canada or extend your stay? Find out if you are eligible. You just need to scroll down and you see this, check your eligibility. So you click on this blue button. It will take you to where you will be able to answer few questions. Once again, I want to tell you, just be truthful. Put in all you have, the qualification as you have them, impute your proper age, do everything that is necessary so that it will not give you a different result. So, what would you like to come to Canada to do? Just click on this point and we say to move here because it is permanently we are looking at. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? Click on it and we say permanently. Select the code that matches the one in your passport. So it's actually asking for your country of residence. Well, in my case, I will put yes, Nigeria, and then it's asking, what is your current country of residence? Take note, this is not your country of birth, but it's now saying the country you currently reside. So for many persons, it will still be the country of their birth. So just be careful to know what we are doing so that it doesn't looks like we are misrepresenting the facts when we eventually submit our application. So we are building. You scroll down. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident? For many, again, if you have, you click yes. If you don't have, click no. Take note, we are only trying to find out to check our eligibility. What is your date of birth? Please and please impute your date of birth as it is in your passport so that there will not be any conflict. I am going to pick a random age here. For the purpose of illustration, click on next. So what is your main reason to want to come to Canada? So you click on this and click on this. Now take note, for that age we chose, it says, look at what it said. Based on the information you provided, the results below indicates whether you may be eligible to come to Canada. And it's saying you might be eligible for express entry, which include the following federal economic immigration program. So the three of these: federal skilled worker program, the Federal Skill Trade Program, or the Canadian Experience class. You might be. Why is it so? Because it still needs other information that you need to provide to be able to tell you specifically which of these routes you are qualified for. So what you need to do is to click on the continue button. And the next question is, which province do you want to? If you do not have any province in mind, don't worry, but we'll just pick at random and click next. Now, it's asking for our language test. So for you to check your eligibility, a prerequisite is that you must have done your language test. So we are talking about your IELTS, IELTS, or a French language test. So let's click and look at the different tests that are there. So we are clicking on IELTS, for which most person will take. And the next page is going to ask us the year and the place. Okay, good. What date did you take this test? So for illustration purposes, I am saying I took it in 2023, and it was taken in February, and the date was 14th. So click on next. So your result must be handy because it's going to ask you to impute the scores. So say it as it is in your result sheet. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to pick at random. So let's say 6.5 for speaking, 7 for listening, 6, and 6.5. I click on next. It's asking whether I have another language test. So for some persons, they may also have taken French language test. So if you have that, you can put that. But if you don't, you click on none and click next. In the last 3 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? It must be full-time. Of course, for most people, they have not been in Canada. The answer will be none. So let's see. During this period, so the NOC, the job, which of them, you should be familiar with the knock list. So we are taking a category 3 and clicking next. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled and work experience do you have? The last 10 years or most of, so click what you have. So if you have less than 1 year, click it. If you have more than 10 years, click 6 or more. If you are not sure of the knock for your job, you can find it here. So 2 or more years, so you have worked in that particular field for more than 2 years. That is what it's saying. So click on next. Do you have a certificate of qualification for a province or territory in your skill trade? So for this, let's say you want to come to Saskatchewan and you are coming as a welder, as an electrician, or a mechanic, you need to get a skill trade from the apprenticeship board in Saskatchewan. You can apply from wherever country you are, and you will be given an interim certificate. But for many, who say no and click on next. Now it's asking, how much money do you have? So this is proof of fund, the qualification for proof of fund. For you to answer this question, you can watch my other video on proof of fund. I can explain this. If you have this one on top is for one person, this is for a husband and a wife, this is for a husband and two kids. So that is how it works. So let's say we are 4 persons, we are going to pick this one. 4 persons in the family. Good, that is it. So be careful, take into cognizance of what you are picking so that you do not pick a lesser amount that you have for the number of family that is coming. So it is good to pick more, but take note, when you are told to apply, you need to show proof. So it is one thing claiming that you have it, it's another thing to prove. When the application time comes, you need to submit a statement showing that you have this money. So just take cognizance of that and be careful when you do this. Do you have a valid job offer in Canada? No, for many. Now it's asking for date of birth. Next is your qualification, and take note is asking you must have an education credential assessment, though it is not necessary now, but you have to have it when you are making the application. So if you have a bachelor's, you go for this. If you have a master's, you go for this. A doctorate, you go for this. So for many who fall on these bachelor's degrees, take note, if you don't have, this is secondary school too. So don't think because I didn't mention in secondary school is here, but we are picking bachelor's degrees for the purpose of this demonstration. So this is Canadian experience. So it's asking, I have studied full-time in Canada for those who are currently in Canada. I have at least 1 year full-time work experience for those who are in Canada. I have a relative for those who have people in Canada. So for many people, it will be none of the above. What is your marital status? So if you are married, you click this. If you are legally separated, you click this. If you are divorced, you click this. If you are living in a common law partnership, you click this. Like I said, be truthful, because after this, when you are called, you will need to show proof of all of these things that you are imputing. And these are the same information that a consultant will ask. You know, when you pay them money, they'll give you a form to fill, and they've extrapolated all this information from this site for you to fill, and they plug it in to tell you which of the route you take. Does your partner plan to come with you to Canada? Answer is yes, of course. Is your partner a citizen or a permanent resident in Canada? For many is no. Click on yes. Your spouse. Has your spouse studied in Canada for 2 years or more? Mm. If she has, click on yes, but if not, no. Has your spouse worked in Canada for 2 years? Again, pick the one that is yours and continue. Yeah, it's looking slower because I am doing it as a demonstration. Ideally, it's just click, 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 and you get to it. Has your spouse or partner taken English or French language test? Well, if the answer is yes, click it. So that is why sometimes we advise that your spouse has take the language test so that it can boost the application process. So let's say yes for this reason. The question again is, what year did she take that? let's say 2022, what said in December, and took it in December 16. Now, this is the same thing you did for yourself, but now you're doing it for your spouse. So you get your spouse language test results and pick this information from it. I'm just clicking, but for you, you should be looking at your score sheets to pick what you've scored and input them here. Now, this is what it says. This is the results. It said, based on your answers, you appear to be eligible for express entry. It's as short as that. And you'll be given a personal code, which is this one here. Let's see if I can. You'll be given this code here. Good. So take note of that code for whatever you're doing. I'm not saying you should copy this one. This is the code for this fictitious person that we've just created. So you keep this code, and with this code, you see the different things that everything is stated there. So there is no need to worry. So the next thing you would do is just follow step 1. It said record your personal code, which is this code. Write it somewhere. Take note, like I said, for this we have created, it will expire in July. So you need to create your express entry profile before the date that was given. That is what it means. Then it said print this page, because you will need the information in this page to apply. If you scroll down, if you are wanting to continue, it's saying register now. That is, you register to get a key. If you are a new user, in other words, you are going to create a passkey to be able to a profile in the Government of Canada website, which is the canada.ca website. And this key is like password for you to access this account. Then you log into your account. Okay, that is for if you've done that. And when you sign in, you can now put your passcode, that is which was shown on top, and then you continue the application process. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Sometimes, after inputting all of this information, and you will see here, it said, based on your answer, you do not qualify. You don't have to be sad. But if you look down, it said, you can, it's not here on this profile I'm talking about. I'm only saying for some of them, when you input all this information, it tells you, based on your answers, you appear not to be eligible for express entry. But you can still apply for Canada immigration using any of these routes. It tells you. So while you are not qualified for express entry, it tells you the routes that you cannot look forward to, the PNPs mainly. So it's as short as this. If you want to follow this process, go ahead, check your eligibility, know the route you want to follow. Let me know, and then I can walk you through the next step. If you found value so far from this, go ahead and create your check your eligibility free of charge. You can do it. You know you are a champion. Subscribe to this channel so that you continue to get more tips and tricks and information as to how you can immigrate to Canada in the comfort of your home. Share this video, like this video. You can show them to your friends and family who are looking for such information so that they won't be lost, as it were, in the bush. Drop your comments, your questions, and probably I will give a video reply just as I've done now, so that more people, more persons can get value from this. Thank you very much for actually asking this question, and I will see you in the next video.